I just thought of something really profound. What if I slept in and then I let everyone get all the prep work and everything ready so I could just get up and go right to work? But the more I think about it, that just sounds kind of lazy. Good morning, everybody. We're at a brand new day. We're in a brand new field. The other fields we've been in turned out they weren't quite ready, but we think this one is. Cooper's gonna be running grain cart today. Dad is in the semi, and then we have the combine all to ourselves. First load of the day. I think we might have to try a different area, Coop. There's just a lot of lima beans in these.
Try cutting up the field there or something.
Cooper pulling in to unload 46,000 pounds, so he's quite low yet.
So we always kind of have the carts close to the semis. No use traveling all the way across the field full. Go ahead and dump it, lighten your load up.
And $1 for the night, $2 for the night, $3 for the night. Just got done making a full lap there. There we go. Making a full lap, that green. We got everything outlined in the center section. We're in Grandpa's right now. So my house is right over here. Now that we got it all outlined, we're making our way back and forth. We're on the auto steer rows, we like to call it. So this is the smooth sailing where you start getting stuff done. We're running about an 80% engine load right now. So I'm always keeping an eye on that number. I don't like getting it much above 95. Because what's happening is, I see what Cooper's saying with our belt speed traveling a little slow. Look how much that bunches up. If I start speeding up faster, it starts getting big piles up there, and then it'll slug through the feeder house that comes through the machine, and so it goes from a constant to a big old rise in power needed. So we plugged the rotor the other day doing that, so we definitely have to go a little bit slower because of that. We'll pull up our stats of what we got going on here. Yield monitor is not calibrated. This is not doing 99. I'd guess it's somewhere around 75 to 80. We're running 10.5% moisture beans, so that's our yield on the top one. And then their moisture, we better cross this little driveway here before we flip the combine. Then behind us, we got our grain tank. So we can see our sample and how stuff's looking in there. But otherwise, I mean, we're basically looking for rocks, looking for holes. Ron redid all the waterways and low ravine spots in this farm last year, so it's actually really nice, real smooth going. Oh, hey, we are full. Up, we're full, where are you at? Now the real question is, can we make it to the end without getting cab beans? It's gonna be close. You have to be gentle with the turnaround. The turnaround has taken down many a good non-soybean on the cabbers. Dad's off dumping the semi. You can see the bin site right there on the horizon. I think Cooper ran off to go get the fuel trailer because we are almost out of fuel. Something about soybean dust. It's so fine, it gets everywhere. We got some green pods. Quite a few green pods still in this field. Oh, we were close. That extension you see back there, that's the same thing here. It would work great, but come to find out, our combine is like a one of one. This has the power fold. So this folds down, and on a normal combine that has the power fold, the way it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be 410 bushels. This is the new design, the 410s. The old design was a fixed, so they didn't fold, they just stayed there. 325. We have a power fold 325. When we bought the combine, we were told it was 410 bushels, so we got a Prairie Big Top on it that does not fit because it's the 325, so it doesn't line up the way it's supposed to. We need to do some custom fabricating on that to get that to work. Then we could have like a 375 bushel grain tank. But that's another day project because we're in the middle of the field right now. Nice and dry. When we're this low on fuel, this takes a few minutes because we'll probably put in 300 gallons of diesel in here and we can burn through that if we have a really good day of running. The combine really sucks down the fuel, but it also does a lot at the same time. My favorite part about this Thunder Creek fuel trailer, look at that top line. It's like chameleon color. It changes depending on how you look at it in different lights.
Still looking pretty good over here?
Yeah.
Good, good. Looks nice. Is that a little bit greener over there?
I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. Honestly, in the past, we thought a fuel trailer was kind of silly because we have fuel tanks and we have the ones that go in the back of the truck and everything is all fine and dandy. Why would you need a fuel trailer? But then when combines start needing 300 gallons of diesel every time you fill them up and you have a 110 gallon tank on your truck, that gets a little old driving back up to the big tank all the time. And then we went to go price into getting a new tank. Why can I not get the seatbelt? I guess I need two hands. But then we went to go price another 500 gallon big tank. And just like the pump alone was like 3,500 bucks plus the tank. And we're like, geez, we gotta get a 990 gallon fuel trailer that's a drive around portable. We can put it in a shed and lock the shed if we don't want anyone around our fuel tank for like the same money as 2 tanks and 2 pumps that are stationary. So lo and behold, fuel trailer. There's a good example of when you have two, oh come on camera, when you have 2 soybean varieties planted side by side. So we ran that dark one, then we must have ran out, or we would have done it the other way around because then Rosa would have been planted first. I think there's 3 different soybean varieties on this farm. We're in Champion 2631 EN right now, so this is a Champion 2.6. Once again, this is not yielding 112.
I might as well show you my routine, how I do this when I unload every load of beans. Open the door. And then you gotta crawl down 45 feet. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. Well, maybe we go forward a little bit. All right, go ahead and turn the conveyor on.
When I get to the end here, I'll stop and shut my monitor off to cycle the power, see if I can get my Eggfinity to pop up.
Okay, we need to calibrate the fuel monitor.
Okay. Our in-command 1200 records all the yield data and everything that the combine's doing. It puts it on here, then it sends it up to the satellite. Then the satellite can send it back down to our cell phone, and it can also send it to the in-command 1200 monitor that's in Cooper's cab. So that way he can run his Cardace auto steer beside me, and then he can also see all my yield data and stuff. And for whatever reason, mine is not syncing up to the satellite. It's recording everything, it's there, but it's not pinging the information over to Cooper's. So usually what happens when this stuff goes on, you just shut it off and shut it off and shut it back on. Shut it off and turn it back on, and then it works. That's what we're trying. That little satellite thing in the top corner, that's yellow right now. That means we don't really have full signal. If it's gray, it means we have no signal. But it should be green. It takes a minute for it to do its thing. What do you mean we're not in range? You can spend all day trying to get your stuff to work. Oh, now it's signed in. Perfect. We're good to go. I think it's going now, Coop. But if you're not careful, you can mess with that technology stuff all day sometimes, and if it's not impairing you from running, then you keep going. Because, I mean, auto steer in the grain cart's nice, but it's not necessary. Where auto steer in the planter, if you don't have a marker, it's kind of hard to eyeball it. By the way, if you like my sunglasses, I got 15% off through the link in the description.
Remember how to do it?
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm gonna try to calibrate the monitor now. I think we hit that one. New load.
I think you click on weights there, and then you add a new thing, and then you go slow for the first one, dump, get your weight, put it in, tells you difference, then you go fast for the next one. Put the weight in, and then it should be good.
We're doing our first load at 1.4 mile an hour. and then we'll do the second one at like 2.8. So we need that number to get to 5,000. That'll be, we're gonna go 3,000 pounds of soybeans. So we're doing 1.4 mile an hour right now, just kind of creeping along. 62% engine load. Not complaining. This is a pretty simple process. We got 3,200 pounds, or what this says measured 3,200 pounds. We're gonna dump it onto Cooper, who's got the scale, and then let's say it comes out to 2,700 pounds, then we'll put in the actual number.
There it said 34.9, and now it says 34.3.
Then we'll punch in the actual on this, and then it changes numbers, and then we'll do that 2 times, and then that'll give us a calibration. Now we're gonna punch in the actual 2120. So it thought there was 3,200, but there was 2,100 actually, so that was quite the error. Fast speeds and slower speeds produce different vibrations through the machine, and it's a vibration sensor that actually tracks the yield. So we want to do it at different vibrations, so that's the whole point of going slower and faster for the calibration. There's our 3,000.
3560.
Whoever thought of putting these inside the cab was a smart cookie. I just want to know why there's not one over there. This is where auto steer on the combine and cart ace, aka auto steer, and the grain cart is super nice. The sun's at a super bad spot. The way the wind's blowing, the dust, I can really have a hard time seeing the edge of my head. I can actually see it better through the camera than I can in real life. So that is where it's really handy. Oh, we got a bean there. That's a lima bean. Oh, frick. Oh, you want to help? Okay. There's just something about combining in the dark that is undescribable. It brings back a lot of childhood memories. It just brings good memories now because you're going through the field. It's completely dark all around you, other than where your lights shine, which I guess with these LED lights, it's like 4 miles. But you're in your own little ocean, in your own little world. Everything feels like it's moving faster at night. It's like mowing the lawn on steroids. If you can mow your lawn at night, it'd be better than that. I haven't even turned the radio on all day. I've just been sitting here enjoying this. You got the Harley pegs down there you can put your feet up on. Just back and forth. You're watching the reel spin, beans getting cut, they're coming in, you got grain filling up behind me. I have been having a little bit of a hard time getting the settings on this thing figured out. I've been watching YouTube video after YouTube video, got a hold of a guy, got some help, had a neighbor give us some help, found a few web pages, but I think after like 2 hours of trying to figure out how to set this thing, we finally got it. Getting the sample more I want. There are some green beans, you can see some green in here every now and again. That's what's making our sample look so dirty behind us, because what do? If you leave those, you're gonna be here in like December before they disappear. Well, not that long, but it'd be like 2 weeks. All the other beans would have been ready 2 weeks ago before those green ones are ready. So you just go and get them. It's just part of it. We haven't had a frost yet, so it's inevitable. The main ones we're wanting to keep track of is these 2 bars on the left. That is rotor loss, and that's sieve loss. So we want those to be about the same, and we want them to stay down where they are. If they start getting up closer to that first bar, that's no good. Then this other one is our tailings. The tailings is the amount of grain that's been threshed, but dropped through, and then it's being re-threshed. We want that one also to stay low. That's where our concaves come into play. I think I'm gonna toss another set of cover plates on them tomorrow, because that tailings is a little bit higher than I would like to see, and it doesn't help. We are in green right now, which when we're in green, we're gonna have more tailings. Big thing with the grain tank we're looking at right now, we don't wanna have a bunch of cracked soybeans. I'm actually seeing a few. I'm gonna turn my rotor speed down just a little bit. We'll go to like 560, 570. Spot rate right now is doing the upper 50s. The whole field so far is averaging 68.5. So, I mean, 68.5 is good. Okay, what do we got going on over there? It is gonna start getting dewy real quick tonight. Just before the sun went down, I looked at the valley below us and I could already see some dew starting to set in it. We're working on a hilltop right now, so we should be out of it a little bit longer. As long as we can keep the wind up, but you can't see the wind turbine right now. But if that wind keeps blowing, we should be good because it pushes that moist air out, keeps it out. But usually this time of year, once the sun goes down, it's just like flags blowing. As soon as the sun goes down, nothing. It's just about 10 o'clock. We've got 92.3 acres done. I want the full map here. There we go. See how stuff's kind of yielding a little bit. Perfect. So this part is treated over here. We'll be opening that up later, probably tomorrow. And then this half of this part over here, kind of where that blue's at, that's the treated stuff as well. All this bit was not. That averaged 66.4. That was champion 2631. That's how you know you've had a good day at combining, when you're all full of stuff up here. And bean dust is so fine. Once you start coughing, then you suck in more of it, which makes you cough more. It's a vicious cycle. I was shooting for 100 acres. The dew hasn't really set in too hard yet. We could probably do it, but when I was going along, oh, holy smoke. We picked up a meteorite, or is that just a chunk of, that's just a chunk of dirt. Then we picked up that. I'm glad that didn't go in there. That probably would have got sucked up inside. But wait, quick, because right here, somewhere in here, I must have a knife out. Maybe? I kept plugging up over on this side. We dragging something? Maybe I don't have a knife out. Maybe it was just starting to get sticky. But I kept dragging over here for some reason. It would pile up and then it'd mound up and nothing would feed in over here. We're gonna inspect this cutter bar and these guards to make sure that if any are bent or broken, we'll bring them out tomorrow. We'll get them fixed. But they should be nice and sharp looking like these ones. And then these should be straight, not bent. These little half ones in between should also be straight and not bent. Yeah, it's starting to get a little dewy. That one's broken. That one's broken. That one's bent and broken. One guard and two sickles, not bad. And these are the hardest ones to change because you got to take this whole spine thing off. Good job for Coop. Fueling up. Say goodnight. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that's not the lights. Night. Allergic to you guys.